Yesterday, we have been discussing about the two mysteries that the modern world wanted to find out about the life and death of Tutankhamun. We also discussed that earlier, after the discovery of the Tutankhamun's tomb or his mummy, people were fascinated towards the riches and wealth that was actually discovered with his body. But as the years went by, their attention has been turned into some other things. We said that they wanted to get answer to the two questions which is not answered. So by using more sophisticated medical technology like a CT scan, they wanted to understand two things. One is what was the cause of his death? Second, what was the age when he died? So that is why it is said that the modern world does not know anything about the particulars of his passing away and the aftermath. After his death, what happened? Now, coming to a little bit of the history or the family line, we are getting introduced to a king whose name is Amenhotep III. Who is Amenhotep III? Tut's father or grandfather, not sure. This Amenhotep III is whether Tut's father or Amenhotep, his grandfather. Anyway, he was a powerful pharaoh who ruled for almost 4 decades at the height of the 18th dynasty's golden age. We can say that Amenhotep III, he was the most famous pharaoh. Pharaoh means ruler of Egypt, the king, the emperor. The emperor of Egypt was known as Pharaoh. So he ruled this particular Egypt during this particular dynasty, which is known as the Golden Dynasty, Golden Age of Egypt, for 37 years. That is why it is mentioned here around 4 decades. Not exactly 4 decades completed, but then 37 years to be precise. So this Amenhotep III was a ruler. He ruled Egypt during this particular dynasty for around 4 decades, that is, to be precise, 37 years, which is of pharaoh, different pharaohs, the dresses and all that. His son Amenhotep IV, we said Amenhotep III, then after that Amenhotep IV. Amenhotep IV was the son of Amenhotep III, succeeded him. That means Amenhotep III. After Amenhotep III, Amenhotep IV was the son of Amenhotep III, just became the king. And he initiated one of the strangest period in the history of ancient Egypt. So during his period of kingship, we can say that considered as most strangest rule, because previously his father ruled for around 4 decades, and that period was actually much better than the period of the next king. And that is why immediately after a very famous and very popular ruler, another ruler came who was not very popular because of his initiation of the strangest rule. His rule was very strange. He went opposite to the techniques which was followed by the previous king. So the tenure of Amenhotep IV is considered as the strangest period in the history of ancient Egypt. Now, why it is known as the strangest rule? Uh, the new pharaoh promoted the worship of the Aten. Aten means the sun disk, sun god ആണ്. Sun god in worship ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു രീതിയാണ്. The new pharaoh means Amenhotep IV. He initiated, he promoted, he started the worship of sun god Aten, the sun disk, changed his name to or servant of Aten, and this ruler, he changed his name from his old name to Akhenaten. Akhenaten means servant of Aten. The meaning of the word Akhenaten is servant of Aten. He not only started the worship of Aten, but he also changed the rule of, changed his name. And moved the religious capital from the old city of Thebes to the new city of Akhenaten, known now as Amarna. So two things that he has done, which is not appreciated by the people. What are the two things? One is he started the worship of Aten. Second one, changing of the capital city. He moved the religious capital from the old city Thebes. Earlier it was Thebes during his father's time. But he just changed that one to a city called Akhenaten. At present, that Akhenaten is known as Amarna. This is what two things that he has done. This is the picture of the old city of Thebes. You can find here, Thebes is here. Excavations in Egypt. Amun, a major sun god. Earlier, the worship was of god Amun. But then we know that Amenhotep IV has changed his worship. The further shocked the country by attacking Amun, a major god, smashing his images and closing his temples. Not only he changed the worship, he destroyed the temple dedicated to the previous god Amun, which was the major god of Egypt. He smashed the images and he closed down those temples. So three things again you have to keep in mind. First thing, changing the worship from Amun to Aten. Then changing of the capital. Third one, smashing the temple and images, idols. You can find the picture of Amun, the major god in Egypt. It must have been a horrific time. So this period, when he just initiated the strangest rule and made this kind of changes, definitely that time might have been a very horrific time. Seth Roy Johnson, the director of the University of Chicago Research Center and lecture, the site of the ancient Thebes. The site of the ancient Thebes, the Roy Johnson, who is the director of the University of Chicago Research Center and lecture, said that that time when he changed this much of things against the wish of the people, it must have been a horrific time, very fearful time. The family that had ruled for centuries was coming to an end, and then Akhenaten went a little walking. So the family that was ruling Egypt for centuries, നൂറ് വർഷങ്ങളായി Egypt rule ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരുന്ന family, it was actually coming to an end. That means that rule is going to end. And then Akhenaten, this strange king, he became little walking. Walking means very awkward. After Akhenaten's death, so that Akhenaten dies, his picture is here. Akhenaten's death, a mysterious ruler named Shemkari appeared briefly and exited with a hardly a trace. So after the death of Akhenaten, then another king who took over the charge. But what happens? His name is Shemkare, but he was a mysterious ruler. Why mysterious ruler? Not much is known in the history of Europe about this particular, Egypt, about this particular ruler. So he was a king only for a short period, and after that he disappeared, and nothing is known more about this particular person. So after that only, then a very young Tutankhaten took the throne. Tuttakanatan. His name was Tuttakanatan, and we are going to study about him only. So after this particular person only, Samkhare, we know that after Samkhare, Tuttakanatan became the king, and he is known as King Tut, as widely known today. Today he is known as King Tut. The boy king soon changed his name to Tutankhamun, Tutankhaten. He changed it into Tutankhamun. From here itself we can understand he started reinstituting the worship of God Amun. So what do you mean by Tutankhamun? Living image of Amun. Amun was the major god and oversaw a restoration of the old ways. So after he just became the king, we find that the old ways are coming back. People were happy. He reigned for about 9 years and then died. So he ruled Egypt for 9 years and then he died. So the period of the rule of Tutankhaten or Tutankhamun, as it is known later, it was only 9 years. Regardless of his fame and the speculations about his fate, Tut is one mummy among many in Egypt. How many? No one knows. Regardless of his fame, so without regarding his fame and speculation, Ukhabhogangal, and his fate, his destiny, Tut is a mummy among many in Egypt. So many mummies have been discovered from Egypt. So among so many mummies, Tut's mummy is only one. How many mummies have been discovered? Nobody can say, because every day new excavations are added to that stock. Because the Egyptian mummy project, which began an inventory in late 2003, has recorded almost 600 so far and is still continuing. So why they say that nobody can say that how many mummy has been discovered? Because this discovery of mummy started as a part of the Egyptian mummy project, which just began in the year 2003. And around 600 mummies were recorded, but every day more and more mummies are getting added to this particular stock. So now again coming back to the scanning mummy in the CT scan. The next phase is scanning the mummies with a portable CT mission donated by the National Geographic Society and Siemens is manufacturer. So we have already seen that the mummy was taken out from the tomb after 80 years of his discovery. After 40 years, it was X-rayed. After 80 years, it was, we can say, it is CT scanned. So the mummy was taken out from the tomb and then it was scanned with the help of a CT scanning machine, which was actually donated by the National Geographic Society and Siemens. Siemens is the manufacturer of this particular CT scan machine. King Tut is one of the first mummies to be scanned in death as in life, moving regularly ahead of his countrymen. If you remember, it was mentioned earlier that the death of King Tut was a big event, even in royal standards. Among the king's death, his death was actually talked and regarded by many as a big event. Now, after his death also, what happens? His discovery, his mummy's discovery was actually talked and viewed by more people. King Tut is one of the first mummies to be scanned. Now there is another speciality about his mummy, that this was the first mummy which underwent a CT scanning. In death as in life, when he was alive also, he was a very famous king. After his death also, he is moving regularly ahead of his countrymen, just in front of all other kings. His number came first in undergoing CT scan. So in life also he was in front. Even after death also he was in the front line, because it was his body or mummy that was scanned first. So the site of the ancient texts, we have already seen. A CT mission scanned the mummy head to toe, creating 1,700 digital X-ray images. So they took out the body with the help of the portable CT scanner. They just scanned. How they scanned from head to toe. That means the complete body was scanned. And they were able to create around 1,700 digital X-ray images. 1,700 digital images, pictures were created. Now, actually, the capacity of a CT scan machine actually depends on how many digital pictures can be created at a time. So 1,700 digital pictures could be created with the help of that particular CT scanner, which was used for scanning this Tutankhamun's mummy. The head scanned in, so the scanning done from head to toe, it was said. The head scanned in 0.62 millimeter slice to register its intricate structures, taken every detail in the resulting image. So you see, the first head was scanned, and the head was actually sliced with the help of the X-rays, computerized X-rays, into a size of 0.62 millimeter. അത്രയും ചെറിയ ഭാഗത്തിന്റെ picture, three-dimensional pictures could be created. To register its intricate, means very detailed structure, and taken after having created these images, it gives a very strange detail in the resulting image. That means after getting what is the resulting image, just creating these pictures, they put these pictures together and then they get an image. So when they got that image, it was quite strange. With the Tut's entire body similarly recorded, a team of specialists in radiology. So in this way, the Tut's entire body was recorded. First head was recorded, then each portion of the body was recorded. So when complete scanning was done, then the next work is done by other experts. Scanning is done by other experts. A team of specialists in radiology. What in the radiology? Scan cheyanulla doctors, specialist in the perana radiologist. And also forensics. So what is forensic? That means the team which find out the causes of the crime. Forensic department, postmortem ഒക്കെ ചെയ്യുന്നത് forensic department. And anatomy, that means three experts from three different branches: radiology, forensic, and anatomy. Experts in the parts of the body, even in the interior portion, internal organs. And anatomy began to probe the secret that winged goddesses of a gilded burial shrine protected for so long. So all these people joined together, and what are they trying to do? They were just trying to find out the mystery which had been protected by the winged goddesses. Winged goddesses means charagulla deivangal, which had protected so long. So after the death of the Tutankhamun, this goddess might have been protecting these mysteries, these secrets. So now with the help of the CT scan, they are trying whether they can discover some of those. The night of the scan, workman carried Tut from the tomb in his box. So in the night of the scan, രാത്രിയിലെ ആ സ്കാൻ ചെയ്യുന്ന സമയത്ത് the workman ആണ്. This picture is not of carrying of the Tutankhamun, but then this way they carry. How they carry? Workman carried Tut from the tomb in his box. ആ ബോക്സിൽ തന്നെ മരം കൊണ്ടുണ്ടാക്കിയ ബോക്സ്, ആ ബോക്സിൽ Tutankhamun was carried. How? 4 people. How they are just moving, you can see in the picture. They carried like a pallbearers. How did they carry that one? Just like a pallbearers, they climbed. So pallbearers, what will be pallbearers? Pallbearers means that the people who are carrying the coffin is known as pallbearers. So they carried and they climbed a ramp. You know what is a ramp? Slopey area. Normally the handicapped people and all that, those who are moving on, what they called a wheelchair, they use the ramp. If you go to hospitals, you can find the ramp. Staircases are there. By the side of those staircases, you can also find the ramp, because those people who cannot climb the steps, they can go through ramp. Move ചെയ്യാൻ സാധിക്കും. A flight of stairs. They had to climb a flight of stairs. The flight of stairs. This flight of stairs and only കൂടുതൽ stairs. Flight of stairs means group of stairs. They used the ramp, and then there was flight of stairs, and then they came out into the swirling sand outside. So when they came out from the tomb, just moving through the ramp and the flight of stairs, they just came out in the open field. When they came there, what was the situation there? The swirling sand out. The swirling means moving on. In the visual, it is clear how the sand is moving in the wind. Then rose on a hydraulic lift. This is a hydraulic lift. This is in order to give you an idea how does this hydraulic lift functions. So here, this is a hydraulic lift. You keep the coffin here or the weight here, and then you can raise it. So then they rose to the hydraulic lift. Why they have to raise it to the hydraulic lift? Because they had to take that one onto the truck. Lift into the trailer. So trailer, this is a picture of a trailer. It can be connected with the vehicle and you can move on. Or you can find the back portion of a truck where you are just loading materials, are known as trailer. That is called the scanner. So inside the truck, this is the trailer part. There is the scanner. Inside here, we can find the scanner. So in order to lift the body, a hydraulic lift was used and then taken into the trailer. 20 minutes later, two men emerged. So the process started. 20 minutes later, the two men emerged. Two men came out from the trailer, sprinted for an office. They ran to a nearby office and returned with a pair of white plastic fans. They went there to that office. They came back. They returned with a pair of plastic fans, white plastic fans. Picture of a white plastic fans. Why they had to go and just collect this particular fans, white fans? The $1 million scanner had quit because of the sand in a cooler pan. Because when they started the scanning procedure, suddenly because of the wind, it is said that the dust ended inside the fan and the fan has stopped working. So that is why they had to collect some additional fan. Curse of the Pharaoh joked a guard nervously. There are some guards are there. One of the guards just joked in a nervous way. He said that it is the curse of the Pharaoh. Pharaoh curse ചെയ്തതാണ്. മരിച്ചു കിടക്കുന്ന ഉറങ്ങിക്കിടക്കുന്ന രാജാവ് തുത്തഖാമൂൻ might have cursed, and because of the curse only this has happened. He says that it's the curse of the Pharaoh. Joked God nervously. One of the guard just joked. This is not God, this is not Pharaoh also, but this is a picture which is suggesting curse. You just look at these eyes. The Pharaoh who is just taking rest in the tomb might have cursed because its sleep was disturbed, and that may be the reason why the fan went out of order. The guard said it very joking way. Eventually, the substitute fans worked well enough to finish the procedure. Eventually, slowly, when they brought the substitute fans, those fans worked and they could complete the procedure. What is the procedure? The procedure scanning they could complete. After checking that no data had been lost, after having verified and checked that complete data is available, that means all the pictures which they have taken, everything is available on the computer. The technicians turned that over to the workman who carried him back to his tomb. So the technicians, radiologists and all that, what they have done, they have just handed over the mummy to the workman. And this workman, the same way they carried back to the tomb. Once again, they took that body into the tomb. Less than 3 hours after he was removed from his coffin, the pharaoh again rested in peace, where the funerary priest had laid him so long ago. So what happened? The procedure of scanning lasted around 3 hours. So it is said that less than 3 hours, they were able to just put back Tutankhamun in its original place, where the funerary priest, the priest who had conducted the funeral, had laid him so many years ago. He was once again back to his original place. Back in the trailer, a technician pulled up astonishing images of the Tut on a computer screen. So now, putting all these images that was created, they put it together and just it gave a shape of a head. And on the computer screen, like this, they were able to create a picture, because putting all the pictures together, it showed the figure of a head. A gray head took shape after a scattering a pixel. What is the pixel? These are pixel. These small squares are known as pixel. If you go near to the computer screen or to the TV screen, and if you look, you can find that it is divided into small squares, and all these small squares put together actually help us to see the picture on that. So what was the result of the CT scan? A gray head, they could get a gray head, took a shape from a scattering of pixel, and the technician spun and tilted it in every direction. In computer, we know that how you can just turn the figure and just alter it, twist it. So just changing and putting everything together, they were able to just give a shape of a gray head. And then neck vertebra appears. So the second result, first one is a gray head, and the second one is a neck vertebra. Neck vertebra. These are all some pictures which gives us the portion of the bone. As clearly as in an anatomy class. So on the computer screen, what they have seen in the computer screen, gray head, neck vertebra, and these two things were as clearly as an anatomy class. You see here in the picture, you can see the bodies are here, and when it is shown to you just in front of you, the same way as you see physically on the computer screen, also they could see very clearly. And the third result of the CT scan, other images reveal the hand. So gray head, neck vertebra, and third one is and hand, images of hand. Several views of the rib cage on it. Several views, more than one. Several views of the rib cage, 4 results. Okay, gray head, neck vertebra, image of hand, and several views of the rib cage. And a transection of the skull, skull. Inside the skull, whatever is there, that could be seen very clearly. Transection of the skull. But for now, the pressure was off. Sitting back in his chair, Sai Hava smiled, visibly relieved that nothing had gone seriously wrong. So now what happened? Sai Havas was the supreme commander of the antiquities. He was in charge of this particular operation, and he felt a little relieved. He's sitting on his chair. Sai Havas just smiled because he was feeling happy. Nothing has gone wrong. Why nothing has gone wrong? When they are excavating, there may be something which they don't expect to happen. And if it happens, it all depends on the success and failure of this machine. So that is why he was a little relieved. And then he was very happy that everything went on well. He said, I didn't sleep last night, not for a second. So അദ്ദേഹം എന്താണ് പറഞ്ഞത്? കഴിഞ്ഞ രാത്രിയിൽ എനിക്ക് കിടക്കാനേ പറ്റില്ല. I didn't sleep at all, not even for a moment I could sleep. He said, I was so worried, but now I think I will go and sleep. So he says that why he could not sleep? Because he was very much worried. Now he says that now I will go to sleep.